You ever feel like you were born for greatness and you were born for more, and yet at the same time, it seems all that you're built for is pain and suffering? I'm grateful for life, don't get me wrong. But there are times where, like today, I'm feeling as though sometimes I wish I was not chosen because it's a hard path. And you know better. You know better than to participate in the kinds of behaviors that sometimes you're tempted to participate in. And it is what it is, but man, it can be kind of painful sometimes. And you almost wish you didn't know as much as you really do. Because if you think about, for example, any story where if you look at like the hero's journey per se, and you look at the hero's journey, and at one point or another, the hero is going to deny the call for something more. The hero is going to deny something. It's like when Luke Skywalker is meant to go with Obi-Wan Kenobi to the Death Star and all that and do all those stuff, all those things, right? Like Luke Skywalker's like, oh, I can't leave here. I've got the droids to take care of. I've got this. I've got that. I've got my family at home, and you want to refuse the call that you're being edged to go on to some degree because you have to become something more. You have to leave something that you know. And in many ways, that which you know is oftentimes more comfortable. And it's only when you enter the unknown where you have to understand that there's more to this life. You know, in my book, The Book of Oldishness, I talk about how we're supposed to be lovers of the unknown. And if you can be an eternal lover of the unknown and treat the unknown as you would a lover, then there's going to be a lot of pain that's alleviated. However, that doesn't mean that that pain is always going to be able to just vanish into the ether and from existence. That's not the way that it works. It means that you're still going to have to go through some things and you're still going to have to experience some things, but it doesn't have to be as painful as it needs to be. Like sometimes you need to have that pain in order to grow. I mean, when you look at the way in which people live their lives, sometimes people just don't change until they have enough pain to where they have to change. And a lot of men, for example, they don't change until they have to. Like the great Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, said. He said that, and I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but I remember that's something that I learned from Kevin Samuels was we men, we don't do things unless we have to. And women, they're going to do things. This isn't Kevin Samuels saying this, but women are going to do things if it means that they feel more of the perception that they're getting the better deal and the better end of the deal. Women view life as a transaction, even though they're the ones that want to claim that unconditional love is all blah, blah, blah. They want unconditional love without giving it, most often than not. And this is not to hate on women. This is just, again, like what happens. And you have to really demonstrate as a man to yourself that you're capable of kindness, but you're not a nice guy. And a lot of people will try to take advantage of this too, because I've seen this so many times. I've seen this so many times where, as a man, it's almost like people expect you to be something all the time, you know? And I've thought a lot about recently about the difference between who loves you for what you can do for them, and who loves being around you and your energy. And honestly, you know, it's sad to admit, but I think that there's very few people out there that genuinely love you. And I'm not saying that to you specifically, but I'm just saying in general, it seems like there are very, very, very few people that are actually genuinely loving you and they want to see you win. There's so many people that don't want to see you win. It's unbelievable. And they will do anything and everything to ensure that you're less than them. They don't want to give you your flowers, so to speak. Even if you have the accomplishments, even when you become undeniable, they still don't want to give you the credit. They want to shame you. They want to make it seem like you're not actually doing the things that you are. And it's unfreaking believable. It truly is. And it messes with your mind, especially if you're more agreeable and less neurotic. If you're neurotic and agreeable, it's going to rob you of your soul. But if you're just a little bit agreeable and you're just open-minded, you might actually think to yourself, huh, yeah, maybe I am. Like, because you're actually open to being self-reflective. So many people just want to avoid accountability. And I swear, so many people are just addicted to wanting to feel seen. They don't even want to feel seen. They don't want to be seen. They just want to feel like they're feeling seen. Because to actually be who they are and to have somebody see that is like too much for them. And honestly, it's really sad. Like, it's really sad to watch. I knew things were bad. And I knew also that there's so much to be optimistic about in this life and in this world. There's so much to be optimistic about. And yet, I had no clue. I had no clue how bad some people are taking these times. I had no clue. And again, I knew things were bad. I knew the collapse is basically here. And I knew that now's the time to wage war on the fiat currency system. Okay, now's the time to ensure that you have the skills and the adaptability to maneuver through this new terrain. Okay, I'm using the Art of War language there because we're going to be doing the Art of War class, Iron-Minded Wealth, starting tomorrow. And so I'm definitely just in that mode. But yeah, you're maneuvering your troops, so to speak. And you're seeing your mind to be the electromagnetic satellite that it is. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, the better nutrition and the better resources I supply to my mind, my electromagnetic satellite, the better I'm going to live my life. A lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people don't see it, and it's hard to watch, man. This is one of the reasons why sometimes I wish I wasn't chosen, is because I want to help these people. But I have more faith in them than they do themselves. And that's a rough thing to admit, honestly. And then there are people that they rise up to the challenge and they do what they need to do, and they're going to excel. And I'm very grateful to know those kinds of people. Like the people that are genuinely putting in effort and they're creating that inertia with everything that they've got going on. That's beautiful to see. I think that's fantastic. And that's what I want to focus on, of course. But wowzers, I had no clue that people were this down and out about life. I don't know what to say to these people. I don't know how to reach them, some of them, I don't know what to do or what to say, because it seems like they're determined to confine themselves. They're determined to put themselves in a spiritual prison. Oh my gosh, you know what I just thought about? I haven't heard this song for forever. I don't even know where this came from. Dream Theater. There's this band called Dream Theater. I only know like one song by them. It's called Glass Prison. I can't even remember the lyrics exactly. It's been so long since I've listened to it. But I remember the lyrics go something along the lines of, in this glass prison, I make my place quaint for me, or something. I can't remember. But the idea, I can remember the idea of the song was like, they're feeling like they're on the inside looking out, but they're trapped. They're in a glass prison, right? That's what a lot of people are like, It looks to me like a lot of people are in a glass prison and they don't even know it. And And yet they're determined to complain. And you gotta stay away from the complainers, man. You gotta stay away from them, because that energy is contagious in the worst possible way. In the same way that positive energy is contagious, so too is negative energy. It's so crazy to see some of these trolls online, and some of these people that are willing to go to great lengths just to make you look bad. Just to have these ad hominem attacks and all that. It's ridiculous. They really don't have anything better to do with their lives. I don't get it, man. I don't understand how there's so many people that just want to bring others down. I've never been like that. I've been jealous at times, sure, in the past. Like, I've been jealous, but I never was like, oh, I'm going to try to put them down. I was like, okay, I'm kind of jealous of that person, but how did they do that? Like, how do you get to that place? I'm always trying to figure out, okay, well, what did they do? And how can I do that to get to where I see that they are in a more content place? I want to be more content. Well, they're doing something that makes them look content. Like, maybe I ought to try. I don't know what it is. I don't get jealous and then try to put them down. I get jealous if I ever do feel jealousy, which is hardly ever anymore. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I really felt jealousy. But even if I do get jealous, I'm always like, okay, well, then there's something to learn here. There's something that they have that I know that I want. And I just need to know how they do it so that I can now implement that in my life. But it's like being built different. It hurts sometimes because you want the best for people. You want to see them winning. And even if you are jealous, you're like, okay, well, how did you do that though, man? How did you do that? You're not thinking to yourself, oh, well, screw them. I'm gonna make them pay. No, it's like, I want to know what they did and how they did it so that I can do that too. I don't understand what people's problems are. Again, I knew things were bad. And there are times where I wish I was normal, but then I think about what normality is, quote unquote. Normality is being a freaking McDonald's vampire zombie. Like, you eat McDonald's and you are an energy vampire, and your mind is completely robbed from you. You have no cognitive faculties left. And yet you expect people to just give you things. Now look, I am more than welcome to be generous. People that know me know that I'm a generous person. And that's not me being like, oh, I'm so humble, I'm so generous. No, I'm just saying that people that know me know that I'm willing to give if they're willing to receive. But you have to be willing to receive. I would give my spirit and my will, and because it's not even my will, it's God's will. Like, I would pour my spirit with God in me into you if you could receive it. But I can't do that if you have a hole in the bottom of your cup and you refuse to fix that hole because, well, that's just how it's always been. And, well, no, my mindset is better. Okay, well, but you're more miserable. That's just a fact. You're more miserable, and yet you think that you know things. You think you know how to live a happy, peaceful life, and yet you're fucking miserable. Make it make sense, bro. Come on, McDonald's vampire. Make it make sense. Gosh. It's like sometimes you're just talking to a wall with these people. And yet, we just continue to strive on. We continue to live for the truth, the way, and the life that is Jesus Christ. And I've even had people, this is something else I've seen recently. People have said I talk about Jesus Christ too much. It's like, I'm not even trying to get you guys, I'm not even saying like, here, you have to follow Jesus. I'm just giving you guys my life experience and what actually happens. I'm giving you, all I'm doing is this. Here's the truth on the platter the way that I see it. If you want it, you can have it. I have so much in my spirit that even if you take advantage of this, it's not going to deter me. It's not going to make anything go wrong in my life, because I have enough to give to where I know that even if you just take it and do nothing with it, I'm going to be okay. That's all I'm offering. I'm just offering. I'm like freaking Morpheus, man. Like, you can take the red pill or you can take the blue pill. The red pill, you see how far the rabbit hole goes. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Sometimes people just aren't ready for it, and that's okay. I'm not trying to make you ready. All that I'm saying is that those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, they're going to see, they're going to hear. So with all that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful for you. Stay blessed. Peace. Until next time.